Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So this is part one of my custom Tamiya Top Force build. So if you're new to this, my idea is I'm going to turn my trusty standard Top Force into something rather special, I hope. I've had many ideas of what I wanted to do, and it initially started out I was going to make it into a Top Force Evolution clone lookalike. I've got the majority of the parts to do that, but as I've sort of been collecting different parts for it, I've kind of been going away from that and maybe just going to do like a custom sort of design on the body shell, which we'll talk about later. So this one's off the road for now. The other car I've got is obviously the Bathtub DFO1, which is a Blazing Star. And at the end of this, this will become a Top Force, basically. Not a full Top Force, because I'm going to have a few parts missing and there'll be a few more plastic parts and things like that, I think. I don't actually know what I'm going to be left over with. And I've been struggling to figure out where's the best place to start with this. So one thing I need to say straight off the bat is the whole point of this particular custom build I'm doing is I want to build like a show model. I've got no plans of running it. I just want it to look really cool. I keep harping on there's a gold Top Force from a Tamiya Club member on the internet, on Google, if you type in Top Force, and it's stunning. It really is. So if I can get it looking anything even close to that, I'll be very happy. So there's going to be no running gear going in it. May stick a steering servo in just to keep the wheel straight, and possibly a blingy motor, maybe, but we'll see. But there's a lot of work involved in it. So I think before we start the actual work, we'll just shoot over and I'll show you the parts I've got, again as a recap. So basically this Top Force is going full carbon, and I mean full carbon. We've got carbon chassis, top deck, both shock towers, Evolution front shock tower. We've even got carbon battery straight stays. And what's really cool is the carbon fixings for the chassis that hold the top deck and the gearboxes on. We've got them done in anodized alloy, when we have carbon sleeves that go over them. It's going to look so trick. I'm super excited. We're also going full alloy, which I wasn't going to do, but I've decided to do it. So there's a lot of expense going into this car, and we've got lots of other bits, but I'll show you all the bits now. Right, so here's my box of goodies so far. I won't drag it all out, but these are the alloy parts, front and rear hubs, front arms, C-cups, rear arms, wheel adapter hexes. So that's the cab, and steering. I've got steering, alloy steering as well. Brand new set of high caps, Top Force high caps, rear ones. They're going to look so cool. And as I say, I won't get all this out, but as you can see, we've got carbon chassis, top deck, showers, battery stairs. We've got Evo titanium turnbuckle set, which is cool. The J parts tree we need. The only thing I've done already on this build is, because I took the ball diffs out of the Top Force a while ago, and I've been using gear diffs, but when I build this up I want to put the ball diffs back in. So I've stripped both ball diffs down this morning completely, and I've re-greased them, and they're both now super smooth, which is awesome. We've also got to fit the T802 centre one-way set, which is pretty cool, so that'll go in at some point. We've got other stuff. So because, as I said, it was gonna I'll show you this as well. So we've got a nice full set of bearings, ball bearings to go in it. So as I start stripping it down, I'll be fitting brand new bearings to it. What else is there? So as I said, we were going to make a Top Force Evolution lookalike. So I bought the wheels and I bought the Reet dye to dye these wheels that orange colour. Now I'm still going to do this because I know quite a few people want to see this video on how to do it. So I'm still going to do that, and we'll get these orange, but whether I use them or not, I'm not too sure. So just on that, I bought the Top Force full set of tyres for it. But as I say, I've gone away from that slightly now, and these are the egress tyres. Don't know if you can see them properly. So I've got the black egress wheels coming for it, and that's kind of where I'm going with this. Body wise, as I say, I mean I've got all the bits to make it an Evolution look-alike, but it's just whether. Let me show you what else we've got. Right, so that's the MCI reproduction Top Force Evolution decals. So we'll definitely end up using some of them. We'll use the window ones, these couple of black ones. I'm probably not going to use any more though, because my plan is, right now, and this could change, I've bought the Tamiya chrome paint, which is like double the price of the standard paint, but it gives you that lovely, Tamiya don't actually call it chrome, I think they call it something like an aluminium finish, but it's basically the same. It's a mirror finish, which is supposed to be quite tricky to spray, and you've got to back it with black afterwards to bring that mirror through. And that's why I went for these TRF chrome stickers, or mirror finish as they call them, because I think if I can get the finish right and get this sort of quality mirror finish on the shell, then these, if this silver's going to blend into the body, and then it's just going to have this black outline of TRF. So that's kind of the plan at the moment, but as I say, it's more about getting everything else built. So let's get cracking. So I've decided to start, instead of trying to convert the Blazing Star over and take bits from that, because I want the show car to be 100% correct and all the right screws and fixings and fittings are all correct. So I'm going to use the actual Top Force, and then if I'm left, once the show car's built, if I'm left wanting anything to make the Blazing Star a Top Force, then I've got a bit more time. So my idea in this video is to get the carbon chassis set up with the fixings on, which I'll show you. I want to get both gearboxes off the Top Force, basically just the gearboxes, and then I want to get the gears all cleaned up and what have you. I'll get the gear diffs out and just get it down to the plastic casings and start to mount them on the carbon chassis. So yeah, I think let's get cracking on the carbon chassis first. Right, so first job, as I say, I want to get these alloy fixings bolted down to the chassis. As I said, it's got these carbon sleeves that go over, just look absolutely class. But once I've got it with those fixings on, I want to then have a look at the alloy steering system, because obviously these are sort of aftermarket and don't always fit the best. So I'm not 100% sure that we're just going to be able to bolt it on and it's going to work. And I'm also pretty sure I might need a couple of screws for it from the actual Top Force itself. So we'll get this built as far as we can, and then we'll have a look at what we're going to need. Right, so that's the alloy on, and as I say, I'm going to use as many brand new parts as I can off the J tree without just taking off the Top Force. So we've put the plastic gearbox mount on. That fits with the blue alloy, red alloy, and there's a set of washers that goes underneath. So that's all tightened down, and just to show you, these are the carbon sleeves I was telling you about. These are super cool, and obviously they just go over. Let me just make sure I get these right way around. That goes there, that's your steering ones. And then this one finally just goes over there. So as you can see, that is so cool. Full carbon. I mean, I know you're not going to see a great deal of this, but nevertheless, it looks so trick. So next thing we'll do now is we'll dig the alloy steering system out and we'll build it up. Obviously that's designed to fit on here, but we just want to make sure it's going to move freely. Okay, that's the steering system. So all the alloy hop-ups I've bought have come from a company called RC Damper on eBay. They pretty much do everything you'd need. They do blue anodized alloy as well, which looks nice, but I just think keeping this all silver, especially with the front and rear arms, is going to look cool. This steering system comes with 4 ball bearings, which is pretty cool. As I say, this stuff isn't cheap. but if it works, it's going to look great. It doesn't come with the ball ends, which is a little bit of an issue. So I had to source these. I had to buy these in a different turnbuckle set actually. So let's just nip these up. Make sure I'm getting these right way around. That's that one, and then these ones go underneath. Oops. I'm pretty sure I've got everything for this build, but there's always something, isn't there, we forget. Right, let's just, where's this last one on? Nip that up. So that's the steering. Let us just see how this is going to go on the chassis now, because I might have to file these down slightly, depending. But I definitely know I'm going to need the 2 Top Force original screws for this. So that fits on like that. That's what it looks like. So that looks pretty cool already. Just making sure you can see that. I believe that's set up correctly. But as I say, I know from playing around that if I just put the screws I've got for the chassis, it's going to be too tight. It needs 2 washers on there as well. So I think we'll just leave that now, and we'll start stripping the actual Top Force down and getting a few screws we need. But that looks pretty cool already, I have to say. Just something I didn't show you. All this carbon stuff comes from a guy called Nick Walker, who can be found on Facebook mainly, and he does sell now and again on eBay, but he hand makes all this carbon stuff. You don't get I'm not too sure if you get the fixings, but you certainly don't get the carbon sleeves. That's extra if you want to go sort of the full hog, which I did. But the screws he supplies are absolutely awesome, as you can hope you can see. So they're black Allen head, which is awesome, to be honest. I just think if I'd have put silver screws on there, it just wouldn't have looked as good. So these black give it a really nice finish. So let's move on to the next bit. Right, so that's the carbon sleeves fitted. As I say, they just go straight over. Just got to make sure you put the right ones in the right places. And I've just fitted the alloy steering, which is really nice, and there's not a great deal of play in it, which I was kind of worried about. There's a little bit of play in between, but I mean minimal, and there's just about nothing on the bearings, which is awesome. So that's all tightened down. What I did have to do, like I said I would, I had to take these 2 screws out of the original Top Force. But what I've done is you can't really see, but I've replaced them with the ones that Nick sent me thing out, which is still super smooth, to be honest. But as I say, I'm going to worry about this side of things much later, once this thing's sort of built, basically. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fit the, where are they? I don't know what I've done with them. I've got these new battery battery, well, they're not stairs, are they? Battery mounts to fit, and I've taken the 4 tops off of the original Top Force to put onto them with the pins, which just self-tap into there. So again, I'm going to use the screws supplied by Nick, so it keeps all the same screws at the bottom, which looks super cool. So we'll fit them. Well, let's just do that and then go from there. Right, so that's the battery compartment done and in, with the carbon stairs. It looks so cool. I'm already starting to really enjoy this build. This is awesome, just because it all looks so blingy. What I'm going to do now is, I said I'm not fitting any electrics to this, but I've got an old servo that doesn't work, so I've just cut the wires off. So I want to mount this now here, but this is a standard Top Force servo horn and bar, so I need to create one. I could just use that because I've got spares, but obviously I'm using this, it's just called a turnbuckle shaft set, but it was advertised as it's apparently what the Evo actually uses and other cars. So I just need to find out, get the correct length out of here and make this full turnbuckle up myself. I'm going to use this servo horn because I have spares, and then at least all the actual turnbuckle rods are going to be all matching. So let's do that now. Well, unfortunately I wasn't able to fit the matching turnbuckle. The ones in the kit are too long, which is a little bit unfortunate. So maybe those turnbuckles were never designed for this particular piece, I'm not sure. So I've gone with the original one anyway, and that works fine. Nice and smooth. And that's all the screws in now. And I just think that looks really good. I think it just looks really different because you're just so used to seeing the silver. But I think the black against the carbon works really well. So I think we'll call that the end of this part 1 video, because there's lots to do, and I don't want to rush this. I want to take my time, and the next step really is to start getting the Top Force gearboxes stripped down, and there's going to be a big cleaning process for that. Thank you very much for watching. It's much appreciated, and if you are new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing, that would be awesome. And as always guys, happy RCing.